Welcome to the New Testament Writings in Context course here at Lagrange College. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, coming to you at the end of Lesson 2 and at the beginning of Lesson 3. It's amazing how quickly this class is going for us. You know, I'm down here in St. Augustine, Florida, and hearing about all the rain you've been having up in Lagrange, my old stomping ground. I trust all of you are okay in the midst of the weather. And so I wanted to be able to stop by this evening and greet you and kind of introduce you to Lesson 3, give you a quick, reminder and a review of where it is that we are in our class and what we're going to be doing the next couple of weeks together. The Lesson 3 theme is the synoptic tradition. Now, when Johnson, or any of us really, refers to the synoptic tradition, we're referring to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and then Luke's volume 2, which is the book of Acts. And so that's going to be the focus as we jump directly into New Testament writings in Lesson 3 and actually begin reading in the New Testament, which is so obviously important for us in this class. Lesson 3, learning objectives. First of all, number 1, to acquire a more complete understanding of the gospel writings and think critically about their background and role in the early church. And then number 2, to understand the synoptic tradition and the synoptic problem, which I'll, say a few words about here in a moment. And number 3, to explore the synoptic gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke, as well as the book of Acts. So we have reading assignments, of course. You remember every lesson is divided into 2 weeks, so we try to pace ourselves going through this class. So the week 1 reading is in the text by Johnson, the writings of the New Testament, chapters 7 and 9. So we'll skip over chapter 8. You can read it if you want, but it's not assigned. And then the week 2 reading will be in the New Testament itself, the New Testament books of Mark and Luke and Acts. And John will come up later at the end of the class. Remember that both of these call for a report of your reading, so be sure to access that link and report your reading in Lesson 3. Lesson 3 assignments then, as you know by now, we follow a very specific pattern, a consistent pattern of having a written assignment in the first week and then the discussion in the second week. So the week 1 written assignment in Lesson 3 is all about this question: how does the Gospel of Mark present the life and ministry of Jesus? How do you think that might have influenced the understanding and experience of early Jesus followers, and how might it be relevant to your personal context? In other words, it will be an opportunity for you to reflect intentionally on the message of the Gospel of Mark, particularly as it pertains to the ministry of Jesus. And Mark is very focused, having been, an assistant really to Peter in reflecting his preaching in Mark's own writings, very focused on the action of Jesus and the ministry of Jesus. And so it'll be an opportunity for you to reflect on that in week 1. And then the week 2 discussion. I so much appreciate the great ways that you are having important conversations with each other in each lesson. So for Lesson 3, the week 2 discussion will be about this. The book of Acts is volume 2 to the Gospel of Luke, providing an extended account of the spread of the gospel from Jerusalem to Rome. So discuss one element of the first church that impresses you as important to the spread of the gospel. Now, this is just with the book of Acts in mind. So we've kind of explored, the background issues from reading in Johnson's text. This will dig into the text of the New Testament itself and looking for unique elements, distinctives, maybe dynamic elements in that church in the book of Acts. And then to be able to just pick on one feature that you find particularly useful, beneficial, or relevant to our own discussion in week number 2. A couple of quick extras. Of course, I will post resources in the Lesson 3 resources, just some additional items that you may find interesting or helpful. And I also wanted to mention again the research paper. Of course, it's coming up at the very end of the semester. But it's, a significant assignment. It's the capstone assignment. It's the summative work that you're going to be doing in this class. So it's certainly not too early for you to begin to think about it and plan toward what it is you would like to do. And so beginning in lesson 3, I'm making myself available to you to review a proposed topic. So I recommend you jump back into this syllabus and look at all of the information and the resources in the syllabus pertaining to the research paper. And then if you develop an idea in your mind as to a topic you would like to unpack in the research paper, I'm available to you to give you feedback. And so feel free to send that to me as an email message, and I will be more than happy to serve you in that way. So the relationship to the synoptic gospels, the idea of the word synoptic refers to the fact that all 3 gospels, particularly Matthew, Mark, and Luke, have a similar content. They look at the life and ministry of Jesus in a similar way. And so the question is, was there information behind the scenes that all of them accessed? Was Mark written first and then Matthew and Luke kind of, with Mark in mind, added some or looked at from some of that material from a unique perspective? That's the synoptic problem. It's really not a problem in terms of our understanding that we have different schools of thought pertaining to the life and message of Jesus, different takes on the gospel. They don't contradict each other. They just represent various communities that have grown up, various perspectives from those authors' point of view. So it's an opportunity for us to kind of jump in now into the text of Scripture itself and just enjoy reading. I hope you will once again keep in mind that this isn't just, an academic exercise at this point. This is our opportunity to literally think more in a more in-depth way about the writings of the New Testament. If you were like me, you grew up in Sunday school, but I don't know that necessarily always caused us to explore for ourselves those writings. So this is our opportunity to do so, and I'm looking forward to it tremendously. It's going to be a great time. Lesson 3 is a great opportunity for us to move forward together in this class. Please understand that I'm here ready to serve you. I feel bad that a couple of you had difficulty with your textbook arriving. But now that you have, we're kind of all in the saddle, ready to go forward together and learn and get all the benefits we can from this experience. So I'm going to keep all of you in my prayers every day. God bless you, everyone. Just have a wonderful lesson 3.